Here and now, we're going to be making a sweet creation using the Irish Dry Stout. Also a good friend of the show, Leanne Fletcher, Big Herm's baking partner, is back with the Guinness Mint Mousse recipe.
Yes.
Wonderful to see you.
Yeah, so good to see you too.
It's a pleasure. All right. This is like a very sweet treat.
It is a very sweet treat, and you can use a variety of different beers. So we do have, on the line, we have the Guinness in there.
Okay.
So that's what we use for the recipe.
It's a very thick but very smooth drink.
And it can be. It depends on which one that you get. And actually today, what I actually did was I paired up with Growlers To Go, which is over on Boulevard.
Yeah.
And they have one that is actually a chocolate coconut.
Really?
So yeah.
Yep, that's Guinness.
And you know what? You're gonna be able to taste that inside the mousse.
Oh,
it does not disappear.
It's tasting good right now, I can tell you that.
So we are going
Speaking my language.
We are starting.
Let's do it.
Turning that on. We just have
good.
a little bit of heavy whipping cream in here. That's all that's in there. And then...
Oh, really not much at all?
Nope, not much at all. And the reason why is because we want to add the nice ingredients.
Little thins.
Yeah.
Okay, and what kind of beer was this one that you had at
this
Growlers
one
To Go?
that they had was a chocolate coconut.
Oh, that's good.
And it is very, very good. I didn't drink out the bottle, so you can have some.
Oh, chocolate coconut?
Yeah.
We're friends.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
And I thought that paired up a little bit better since we are using chocolate versus just a straight Guinness.
Okay.
We're good?
All right.
All right.
Keep these over here. We have enough, right?
Yep. So this, basically what you're doing is you are just stirring this until it becomes, basically just starts to bubble. Again, all it is heavy whipping cream and the Guinness there. That's it.
And it's really, look at this. Patrick, if we can get a shot of this, there's not much in there. What would you say? Eighth of a cup?
Yep, and so recipe is about a 1/4 cup. Again, just leave it on there until it starts to bubble on there. While that's doing that, we just have 2 eggs here, egg yolks.
Two egg yolks.
2 egg yolks. This recipe actually uses everything. So we're going to use the egg whites later on. So make sure you keep those. So 2 egg yolks, a little bit of sugar, and you're just going to...
Really very little sugar in that.
Just a little bit. And again, just to sweeten it up some, we're going to add some more sugar on top of that.
So what you're saying, this is a healthy recipe. We're using the egg whites as well, maybe a little protein.
Just
My grandmother's always said,
a little bit.
Waste not, want not. So let's do this.
So this again bubbles, and then after that starts to bubble, what you're going to do is just add in the chocolate.
Is that milk, dark? What would you prefer in this recipe?
This one I use is milk chocolate. Okay. But I added Andes mints to it. That's where we're getting that mint.
I love the Andes mints.
They're
very nice.
So delicious. So again,
very resourceful there, Leanne.
So again, that just melts down, and don't worry about what Greg's doing over there. So we have
taking my cue from Big Herm. There you go.
We have that going on.
Yes.
And as we have that, we can actually going to make a little bit of egg whites for it.
Leanne, is this 1 serving? How many is this going to make?
This will make about the cups that we have, so it depends on what you want. The recipe calls for a pint glass, which is a really big one, so it's going to make only 2 of those. If you go down to these smaller ones, then that will make about 4 or 5, depending on, again, how much topping you use. Just use a lot, you know, so she doesn't need that much.
I've heard.
There's
not a lot left. This was going to be the highlight. You thought the Guinness was going to be the highlight.
But that's okay.
We'll see if we can squeeze out some of this.
So again, that just melts down. The chocolate melts down.
Oh, it's bubbling a little bit.
It's bubbling, and the chocolate is melting. And we just continue to stir that.
And this was the 2 eggs, the 2 egg yolks. A little bit of sugar.
We use the 2 egg yolks here.
Yep.
These are the egg whites.
Egg whites.
The egg whites.
You're just whipping that.
That's all we're doing. We're just whipping it up.
And when you're whipping the egg whites, what does that do?
It's going to help give you that fluffiness that you need for that mousse, the air that's inside of it for that. And then what we're going to do is when this is actually done, completed, and all melts it down, we can see that it's starting to melt down. It will basically become a chocolate syrup.
Do you like getting the kids in the kitchen with you?
I do. I do.
They love going to the kitchen.
They love doing it. And, you know, it's enjoyable. It's something that we can do together.
And other than the Andes mints, you might have all of these ingredients at home today.
Yes, chocolate. You know, the whipping cream you might not have, but again, you can just go to the dairy section and pick that up right with the milk.
Easy peasy.
So again, just pouring in the egg yolks with that. We'll put that over on this
side.
When do we put more Guinness in? Well, you know, we could put it in Cool Whip if it acted right, but you know,
if Jess saved some. Yeah.
And then,
we have 1 minute. Can we do this in a minute?
Absolutely, absolutely. So Then we're going to take the egg whites that we did. Again, same thing, pour it inside. And the reason why is because all of this is blending together.
Yeah.
It's going to go in the fridge, okay? Go in the fridge for about 3 to 4 hours. That's where you're going to get the consistency, the thickness of that. And let's see, do we have another one? We do have another one. Look at that. And let's see how much Jess left here, okay? Let's see how much. Is that it? Wow, that's all she gave you.
No, there's more in there.
It's the saddest whipped cream dessert
That
ever.
is terrible. Well, you know, you can make your own, Greg. So if Jess comes over, you know, and she doesn't leave you any. I think we just need to put an Andes mint on it, and then just...
Jess, you were going to Publix after the show and getting some whipped cream. Look at this. Thank you.
That's it. That's it.
Save me that one that's got all the whipped cream on it, because I want to make sure that I have a little whipped cream.
So we would top that with the Andes mint.
That looks beautiful. That's story right there. But I'm sure it tastes really good. We're going to save you one. By 2 p.m., you're going to find this great tasting recipe, Sans Whipped Cream, on our show website at WTVR.com/VTM. Jess, grab your spoon, and, well, I know you've already grabbed the whipped cream.
I'm never, ever going to live this down either. I'm so sorry, friend.
You know.
You're our whipped cream guy. Why can't I remember that?
I'll
Next
still
time,
toast you.
I
We
will.
love you.